What's up, and welcome to another One Piece chapter review from me, Super Nolan Man, and the Hyrule King, Bo Mitchell. Today, we are talking about chapter 1160, the God Valley Incident. And you might be
Yeah,
wondering why we're a week late to this. And the answer is very simple. I'm a dummy, and I screwed up.
we slacked off, guys.
No, I messed up the last recording, and
Yeah,
I had my
that was a
audio
bummer because
stacked on
it worked
multiple
so well
channels.
too.
Oh, it was the best
Okay.
episode anyone has ever recorded of a chapter review. So just for that alone, you should subscribe. But this is chapter 1160, and the summary is as follows. Everything is terrible. The celestial dragons are killing everything that moves: the bunnies, the children, the women and children. Who's going to stop them? One lone marine with sleepy darts. At least until a surprise Nintendo Direct drops and Sakura announces that everyone is coming to God Valley except Waluigi. Now,
I'll never forgive Sakurai.
it's 100% his fault. Now,
Yeah, it is Sakurai's fault. How is
now,
Waluigi not in Smash yet? Craziness. Sorry.
it,
Anyway.
it totally is craziness. Now, first of all, what a chapter. And it's something where it's not like we get a ton
Yep.
of reveals as much as it's just you see the absolute carnage that was taking place, and it is a heavy chapter. I feel like this could
Oh
very
yeah.
easily be the darkest chapter on One Piece. I mean, what's your take there?
Oh yeah. I mean, you see so much carnage in this chapter. There's just bloodshed. Like it doesn't get as savage as Garling killing his own wife or mistress, I guess.
I don't
But
know, man. I think it might.
yeah, there's some pretty crazy stuff in this chapter. So lots
Yeah,
of racism, lots of savagery, name
absolutely.
calling.
Yeah, and we get well, for one, we like this is probably like the highest body count in terms of on-screen deaths we get in a chapter. Like we have
Yeah,
the two parents who have their baby, and we see them killed. We see that whole group of five who are basically like, they're not necessarily shown as beheaded, but it's kind of like implied that they were beheaded, and then we see their bodies
yeah,
after Garland comes by. And then you get the kid who's kind of like trapped up in a tree with all the thorns below. His dad goes to save him, and then both of them get
yeah.
the
That was
thorns.
brutal.
And
Yeah,
yeah, it was rough. And I mean, I try to stack this next to things like Big Mom flashback and her cannibalizing the orphanage, but that wasn't like as messed up as that is. We didn't see it that way. Like we were
mhm,
shown kind of like what her Semla induced hallucinations were, that kind of
yeah.
were the
I think
catalyst for it. We get kind of the when we're first introduced to, is it Okabura town in
mhm,
in Wano, where you have the lady is, the
yeah,
old
the
man is
Baruto.
about to walk into the news, and the old lady's got kind of like the knife to her baby. um like
Yeah,
this is
I
definitely
think
up
what makes
there.
this so savage is like just the racism and the brutality with the racism.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they're treating them like animals, and
right.
going all most dangerous game on them.
Exactly. And it feels very necessary for the celestial dragons, because
Yeah,
we've always had an idea of this. We got a little
they've
bit
always been
of it
terrible.
in right, well, in
Yep.
Shabondi. We had we saw the celestial dragon just shoot the guy, and everybody's like, what, is anyone
Yep.
going to do anything about this? And they're like, no, that's a celestial dragon. They can do whatever they want. They're the lords of the world, basically. um
Yep.
and it as much as it did something there, and we have the auction house scene where they're trafficking people, i even with that, this is what kind of draws everything together, where you're like, okay, it's not just like some of them are like this. This is there is not just a culture, but there's entire
All of them
traditions
are, yeah.
set around and festivals, celebrations around the cruelty and just utter animosity coming from them being you know exacted upon the uh the unfortunate there at God Valley. Definitely a lot here, but I think the biggest takeaway for a lot of people here are going to be what appears to be the defecting of Dragon, Monkey D. Dragon
Yes.
uh
Man, he was a
from the
beast in this chapter.
Marines. Yeah,
He's just doing whatever he wants, like, yeah. Like, he has the second thoughts of, like, "Man, I'm in so much trouble," but he's just, like, going for it. I love it.
absolutely, and I think that
Yeah, and he's doing this while holding 2 children in his arms. Like, that
basically,
that's the other crazy
yeah.
thing.
Well, that's the idea, right? I don't know if they're necessarily like
Yeah.
they're not drawn like in his arms when he goes to fire, uh,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
but
Yeah.
they've got to be somewhere. Nobody
They're
else
gonna be,
knows
like,
about
right
them.
there.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I think that that is so important for his character that it wasn't an easy
Yeah.
decision for
It
him to
shows
make.
his heart.
Yeah, and I because a lot of people are currently giving Garp grief, and we're going to come back to Garp later, uh, but Dragon had a moment of hesitation. He's a young Marine, all right. Um he's probably not a recruit, but he's definitely lower rank infantry based on the interactions that we have here. He's not on the the inside knowledge and things like that. He doesn't have power, and he's like, man,
Mhm.
if I do this, my entire company is going to be beheaded.
Yeah.
And he's got to wrestle with that. And Dragon is not like the you know Dragon is what a lot of people idealize. I think, especially in the One Piece community, and how they think that people should act. But I think that this was a very important moment for him, to show that he wasn't doing this just to stick it to the celestial dragons or whatever. It is there are people in front of me who are about to lose their lives if I don't do something
Yeah.
about it, and had to count the cost a bit. If I intervene here, my whole troop, if anyone finds out about this, is going to be put to death.
That's what's cool about Dragon, I think, is he has so much heart and guts. I think that's why a lot of people look up to him because he's got that, like, admirable qualities to him.
Mm.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah. I can't wait to see more of Dragon.
yeah, I like Dragon here, and
I wanna see
it's
his powers. I haven't seen his devil fruit. I am on the camp. This is, like, so, like, left field, not even
mhm.
having to do with the chapter. I am in camp. He has like the Gale fruit or whatever, so he can
Sure,
control the winds.
which would
I've always
be
thought that would be
insane.
awesome. But
Yeah.
anyway, random tangent.
No, I'm with you because I mean we
Yeah.
basically like nobody has said specifically that dragon has a fruit power, but I mean
And I believe it's so bad. There's
it's
just too many
here's the thing.
coincidences
We haven't seen
with
him
the wind.
swim,
Like,
and
man,
here's the thing.
yeah, he
It was
hasn't
that
swim.
storm just coincidence back in
Yeah,
Logtown?
there's so many panels with like wind and dragon. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't not
So
believe it. It has to be real.
Yep. That is going to be a crazy flashback when we get it. But it is interesting to think
Yes.
that if Dragon does not accidentally walk in on uh Shanks and Shamrock's mother dying, if he doesn't walk in on that, he's off the island with everybody else and has no idea what's going on here. He's just another guy following orders. The only reason he's not with the rest of the Marines right now is because he just happened to walk to the right place at the right time, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, basically.
There's a timeline where maybe Dragon does not go down the path that he did, does not start the Revolutionary Army, and is still in the
I
Marines.
have a feeling he's the kind of character. I mean, I just got done saying it. He has so much heart and, care for people. I think he would have eventually gone down that road. But I like that he set it up this way.
Yeah,
to
it
have that like inciting incident and
it
like interacting with like Shanks, and that's cool that he was the one that
yeah,
like helped them.
yeah. It depends. I'm not saying that this is the only reason that that
Oh
ever
yeah, yeah,
happened.
no.
I'm sure that there could
Yeah,
be any number of things down the road that could have happened, but the odds of showing up to this specifically and not really knowing what it is, it seems nobody in the Marines knows what it is. You know, very at least very few. Nobody with the authority. Um, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see how I'm very curious to see Garp over these next couple chapters. There's a lot of people
yeah. He's
slandering my
coming in
boy
loud and
Garp,
in
and
charge right now.
yeah, that he's only showing up because Roger is there and that he doesn't care about anything else. We need to wait and see on Garp, you guys.
It's so hard to tell because like he could be a completely different person to the way he is right now. You know, like he had to have that character development to get to where he is right now with his personality, how it is right now. So
It's true. And I think that people are making it
people like to slam that because they don't think about it that way. They're just like,
well,
oh, this character always should be the same. Like, no, that's not how real
eh,
people work.
exactly. People in general are inconsistent. That's just a part of being human. At the end of the day, every
Yeah.
single person on planet Earth is a hypocrite. That's just how people are. That's part of being human. But in addition to that, I think
Not
we
for
want to view it so black and white, and that's what's good about a story that is this broad, that goes so into the weeds on different events and seeing it from different characters' perspectives, is to show that it's not entirely black and white. And that's been the case with everything leading
yes.
up to this point here. So I'm willing to bet that
Been
we're
a
going to
big
see
theme of this whole
something.
flashback, honestly.
Yeah, I that we're going to see
Seeing
something
rocks like
interesting
this, like,
with Garp. Yeah.
yeah.
So don't count out our boy Garp yet. I know he hasn't had his moment, but we're let's wait and see on that before we totally write him off. Speaking of which character do you think had the biggest stock increase or decrease in this chapter?
Oh man, Dragon, hands down.
I
He
figured.
was so cool this chapter. Like, I don't know. I like there were some other cool moments, but Dragon was so cool, man. Like, you got to give it to Dragon.
Right. I part of me is like part of me looks at Whitebeard here and seeing like
His comments were still really funny. Yeah.
Whitebeard was so
Wyvern's always
sorry
cool.
guys. Whitebeard was really based, right? Because he's not here like, oh, I'm gonna rescue Shocky and she's
He
gonna fall in
totally
love with
is.
me or whatever. He's just
He's
like,
like, if she
no, I'm
wants
gonna
me, I guess I'll take her.
right, exactly. Yeah, he says, no, I'm here to rescue Shocky because she's my friend. Of course, if she does fall in love with me, that very like,
The
what if
sway
I
this woman has is nuts. Like, can you
right?
imagine a woman like this today? Like, unreal.
Yeah, this
Like
is
the real Helen of Troy.
exactly right. Helen of Troy, and I I I yeah, I like Whitebeard here because it makes
Oh
me
yeah,
think
he's
of that
hilarious.
Minecraft meme. What if we put our beds together in Minecraft? Ha ha ha! Just kidding.
Oh yeah,
Unless,
I said this last time.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I so I like Whitebeard a lot here. I had a great time seeing him, especially with everyone else. Although I like that Big Mom kind of burst in everybody's bubble. Like, you just know that she doesn't care about any of you guys, right?
Yeah. Then you have Kaido over there like a little baby, like, you said you'd give me the devil fruit, please? Like, what a loser.
Right? Well,
You still gonna give me that devil fruit, Big Mom, please? Go get it
yeah, or
yourself.
Linlin, because
What?
I don't know if she's necessarily called Big. Is anybody called her Big Mom, or are they calling her Linlin? Well, either way.
I don't remember.
I
I
know
think
that
it's
Kaido calls
Linlin,
her
yeah.
Linlin, but I don't know if anyone else is calling her Big Mom. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
and we already knew that they've always had like a bit of a big sister little brother dynamic. When they were on the crew
Yeah.
together, that much was shown even during Wano. But it is funny seeing big bad Kaido
It's hilarious.
being just the punk brother.
Especially
Um,
with he was like, I'm so powerful
right.
in the Wano, and then you see him like this, like, please give me it. Like,
Yeah, you said you'd save a
so
fruit
lame.
for me, right? Yeah. Uh yeah, yeah. The now e- before we get completely away from it,
Yeah.
what are our thoughts on the Gods Knights, as shown here?
I think there's some really crazy designs there. Seeing the
Right,
big like Bigfoot dude, I want to know what his
dude.
deal is.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy is weird looking. And we've never seen him before, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Now, are you talking
Like
about
he could
the
be a giant or like
that's what I was wondering. So, are if you're talking about
he
the
might have a
ancient
devil
giant in the
fruit
back,
that's
or if you're
like
talking
a
about
so you think he's an ancient giant.
well, if we're talking about the person in the very back, the kind of the Yeti looking dude,
Yeah,
I'm
very, very
thinking
back
ancient
with a
giant
very big
because of the
one.
type of horns. Because every time we've seen that,
Okay.
it's been on somebody with ancient giant blood, like Kaido, or of course Oars. I don't think we really see those types of horns specifically, except for people who have ancient giant blood. Although, again, this guy just straight up looks like a Yeti. He could just have the Yeti devil fruit or
He's
something, you
so
know?
weird looking. Like, yeah, he might just have a mythical devil fruit. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Now, I like this guy who's just got the deer skull on his head. Um, that's it. I like the
Yeah.
designs of these folks,
Going
and
for that classic evil look.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know. I like this group here. You also have the
Yeah,
the
no, they're cool
Kiku
looking.
looking chick, with her very uh pointy sword. Uh, I I dig her vibe.
And then Garland looks like a normal looking bloke. That's probably the like lamest he's looked in like all the drawings.
Every time I see his hair like
It's the
this,
face. I don't know
it
like
reminds
what
me
is up with his face in that.
of right. Yeah, just that.
Yeah, he
You
has
know,
that like Blake.
yeah. But every time I see his hair like this, it reminds me of Cameron Diaz and There's Something About Mary. That she gets the
Oh
at
yeah,
the end the big swoop. Um, which
his hair is crazy.
his hair looks so bad.
But that's One Piece.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't be One Piece without
Yeah.
it. Um, I'm excited to see them in action. If we're seeing them like this all together here, I can only imagine that we're going to see them in action next chapter. And we see
Oh, no
like
doubt.
we
I
see
can't
like a
wait.
tiny bit of something here, but not really. I mean, what we're really seeing is kind of like,
Ones we've already seen, like the Thorns and yeah,
yeah, we don't we're not
which
necessarily
is so
seeing
cool.
anything new here. We're seeing really Rock's crew show up and do some damage. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see them. I don't have any big theories on them except for that Yeti looking dude. I'm
You gotta lock in
thinking
that he's a giant.
I think I am. I think I'm gonna lock in that he's a
Alright,
giant,
he's
but
locked in.
but I'm gonna
No
I'm
going
gonna
back now.
he's a giant with the Yeti devil fruit. He's got a
Wow,
Yeti
interesting.
Zoan.
Okay.
A giant with the Yeti Zoan. I think that's what's going on there. That would be my best
I'll at
guess.
least lock in that he probably has a devil fruit.
Yeah.
I'll go that far. I'm not sure if I'm willing to like fully lock in on the giant thing, just because I know how much the world government hates giants. But
Well, there's a lot of giants in the
maybe
WG though.
are there at this point though?
They oh yeah, yeah, even in the
I
Marines
thought
there's
it was
giants.
after this happened.
No, no,
Maybe I'm
they've
wrong.
had them. Now they what they don't like the giants of Elbaf. But there's
Yeah.
giants from the giants from I want to say the West Blue
Oh, you're right.
that
You're right.
they
Yeah, I
regularly
forgot
bring
about
in.
them.
But I mean and of
Yeah.
course Ors Jr. But but yeah.
Yeah.
So well, let's go through this here. Now, we'll talk about just like we did in the original recording. It seems to be that we're going to get the we're probably going to get all of God Valley right here. Not to say that we don't get any mention of it later on, but
I think
likely
so.
that this is what we get here is what we should expect for God Valley. So this is the God
Yep.
Valley flashback now. Sorry, Harold. Sorry, Harold. This flashback has been commandeered.
It's no longer your flashback.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm the flashback now. Uh, so question now is just how in depth is this going to go? Because obviously, this is a Marineford level event that is not going to get the Marineford treatment. So, because we don't need to sit and get character development from everybody, we really just need to
Yeah.
know what happened. So, let's do exactly like we did last time. We're going over under. Bo, are you over or under 3.5 chapters? So, do you think it's going to be 4 plus, or do you think it's going to be 3 or
I'm gonna
less?
lock in at 4
Okay.
because I think there's a lot we need to go over,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he does want to show, you know, the nice battle scenes
Mm-hmm.
and like seeing what people can do.
Okay.
Uh, if he didn't, it would kind of be disappointing. So I'm gonna
Okay.
lock in at 4, even though it's a bit long.
All right. And while I think that there's a really good chance of that myself, I'm going to go under on this. I'm going to say that we get, not including this chapter, um, we're gonna have 3 more chapters of God Valley here because this was everybody showing up, minus Harald, who's almost certainly going to show up at some point. Um, but I think this next chapter we get the real like, cool. Here's what the Gods Knights can do and stuff like that, and then um, I think we see a little bit with Garp and Dragon. Your next chapter, that's where you get Harold comes in and a little more chaos, and then I think in the third chapter they're wrapping up. But um, we'll
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see on that one. And for y'all watching at home, you can tell us in the comments below what you think. Do you think this is going to be more or less than 3.5 chapters remaining here? I'll say this: if it continues the way it's going, I hope it's more than 3 chapters. I mean, we're getting peak
yeah,
right
I've
now.
been loving this.
Uh,
Oh
so
man,
I will not complain if this goes on and on here. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. People have been just silly about this flashback and being like, "Oh, it's more than 3 minutes." It's like, well, yes, this is not the story he's telling. Loki
people
wasn't
get
that.
weird about the details like that. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is about the One Piece community. They're like, "Oh man, it wasn't exactly 10 minutes like he said it was gonna be." Like, shut up. Who
yeah.
cares?
And obviously, like, this is not what Loki is telling them. Loki wasn't there for these parts. Harold wasn't there for these parts. Nobody that Loki has been in contact with
Exactly.
knows any of this information. So I don't think that this is actually what, like, we're not going to get through with this and
Yeah,
Luffy's
there's
going to
no
know
way that
about
Loki
God
is
Valley or
sharing.
anything like
But
that. Yeah,
yeah, no
this
way.
this is just for us. This is Oda is using this as an opportunity to talk to us now,
Yeah,
that's
as
not,
well.
and that's pretty consistent with how the flashbacks have been lately, anyways. Um, but anyways, what do you all think at home? Do you think that this is going to be 3 or less, or do you think it's going to be 4 more chapters remaining here? But that is going to do it for this chapter. Remember, if you like these reviews, you've got to click like, share it with your Discord, your Reddit, and
That subscribe
subscribe
button.
if you want to see more. We also talk a lot about video
Yeah.
games, so click on our channel to check that out. And for the rest of you, have a great week.